life. Find out for sure. We come on back for more Green is Good.
If a little green is good, more is even better. Now, back to Green is Good with John Shigarian and Mike Brady.
Welcome back to Green is Good, and we're so honored today to have Jean William on. He's a visionary, entrepreneur, ecopreneur. He's the creator of 5millionjobs.org. He used to work in Fortune 500, Fortune 200, Fortune 100 companies, and he decided to change careers, and he had a vision for 5millionjobs.org. Welcome, Jean, to Green is Good.
Oh, thank you so much for that welcome. I'm very happy to be on board, and thank you for the invitation. And I'm looking forward to filling you in with everything that we're doing, and we're really excited about what we're doing.
Hey, Jean, Mike and I have, Mike's on your site now, and I've been on your site, and we've spoken before off the air. You're doing amazing things. How does a guy like you, highly educated, highly successful in corporate America, how do you have this epiphany? How did you have this vision to stop what you're doing and to create this wonderful website that has so much opportunity, gives so much opportunity to Americans who have such need right now?
Well, I mean, it was out there in the media, and it was out there with my friends and family, and so many people just watching. People having a very difficult time right now in this economy, and for the foreseeable future, the questions about where this country is going, the questions about our abilities to manufacture things, to maintain a low cost of manufacturing and creating jobs, just had me just really wondering, what can I do? Or my piece of it, when the president said all hands on deck, what can John do to actually help to benefit, and so that's when I thought about technologies and lessons and things that I've learned within corporate America, all the way from within GE, working doing DMAIC, Six Sigma processing, and looking at everything all together. And I said, okay, well, we'll utilize the technologies and the skills, and we'll be able to create a platform to connect people to opportunities. And so, therefore, that was the beginning epiphanies for 5 million green jobs.
And just so our listeners have it, it's 5 with a number 5, 5milliongreenjobs.org. Beautiful site, wonderful. Mike's on it right now. But now, wait a second. The president talks about it. But every month now, when you look at the jobless numbers, John, they're growing. What is this site? Does it give hope to the unemployed that want to replant themselves, reinvent themselves, who want to go work in the new green revolution? Is that what you're doing, or give us the elevator pitch? What exactly does 5millionjobs.org do?
Yeah, what it does, what 5milliongreenjobs.org does is that it brings together the energies that we already have.
Okay.
It helps provide direction and clarity. And I'm not the only person interested in the prosperity for America in the U.S. There are a lot of us. I mean,
thank God.
So therefore, I mean, you're one shining example. And so therefore, what we do is that we created a platform that will allow people to plug in and bring in their expertise to actually help to promote green prosperities. So we have people such as the Career Talk guy. We've got the Leadership Doc. We've got GreenJobs.com, Clean Edison. We have a bunch of partners that are coming onto this platform to help provide more than just hope, but clarity in terms of where do you find these opportunities and how do you plug in.
So it's a facilitation tool.
Absolutely. So
let's start though at step number 1. What is really considered a green job? What is a green job?
A green job. Well, a green job, there's so many different definitions of what a green job is. But a green job is basically a job that does no harm to the environment, and that actually helps the environment. And also, these are jobs where they help to promote the economy, and they're good wage jobs, and they have career ladders, meaning that you can come in as an entry-level person and you can climb the scales to become a building operation manager. And basically that's what a green job is in my definition.
Got it. And so this whole and a green job also is part of that whole new green collar economy that the president and others speak about, correct?
Absolutely.
Got it. And so you also you're on your website. There's a statement there that says inclusion is the solution. What does that mean, and is that part of your vision?
Yes, it is. It's a big part of our vision. I mean, global warming affects everyone. Promoting a green economy, basically, I mean, everyone's effort is, I mean, if you've got cities, you've got towns, you've got communities, you've got, it's everyone's effort to reduce carbon, and it's everyone's efforts to get into reducing our energy usage and to being able to create an economy. So that's what inclusion is the solution is. You've got Van Jones, wrote a book on the green calorie economy, and
Right.
And he basically stated that that it went from PhDs to PhDs, meaning that you could be a person swinging a hammer installing a solar panel, or you could be a scientist inventing some new bio technologies that promote green, and so therefore that's basically what it is. Inclusion is the solution. So it's not just the United States. If we look at it globally,
Got it.
everyone's going to be involved in creating prosperity for the environment and also economically to re-energize the economy.
So you're saying
worldwide.
people who are installing solar panels or selling solar panels, those are green jobs.
Yes. those
People
green
who are selling recycling services but also actually doing physically the recycling, green jobs.
Correct.
Same thing for wind. Give us some,
Correct.
so these are some examples. So Jean, here's the $1 million question, and are there really? Do you feel you're doing this every day? You know the people that are hiring, you know the opportunities out there, and you know the need now. The need is massive, and it's growing literally every week and every month here in the United States and actually around the world. Are there 5 million green jobs out there here to be gotten in the United States? And does your site, how is that going?
Nothing happens overnight.
That's right.
The internet was not created in one day.
You're right.
Nor was Rome.
And that's good.
It's going to take time for 5 million green jobs or 20 million green jobs to appear.
Okay.
New. So what it is that what's important is that people need to prepare themselves. They need to get educated about green terminologies, green concepts. They need to look not only what's happening in America or even within your own locality or state, but look globally. What are other countries doing? What is China? Even China.
Yeah.
People say China's a really polluted place, and they're really doing a lot in the green sector. And they're really, I don't want to say they're ahead of us, but they have a lot of technologies that we don't have, and they're further than we are in certain technologies. So, I mean, it's not just, the green economy is going to prosper. It is coming.
Got it. And so, I remember offline, off the air, you mentioned to me the silver lining in the BP, tragedy. What can you explain to our listeners? What do you mean by silver lining in that BP tragedy?
Well, I mean, in the BP tragedy, I mean, you've got I feel unfortunate that you've got a lot of devastation in that area. There's a lot of jobs that are lost. It's affecting the animals. It's affecting local commerce and industry. However, there are a lot of green jobs in that area. There are a lot of new innovative ways of coming up with, I mean, necessity is the mother of inventions. And right now, in that area, you've got a lot of different technologies and techniques that are coming up to clean and to deal with that devastation.
Yeah.
So many of those are green jobs. You're cleaning, you're fixing a very, very, one of the worst situations that our country has had.
I mean, like Mike and I were just talking in studio a couple of weeks ago about even Kevin Costner has some technology for the BP.
Absolutely.
So you're saying all this goes towards the effort of 5 million green jobs and the green revolution.
Correct, and it's not just for BP. I mean, it's just a matter of time. There's going to be another devastation. There's going to be needs for these tools. I mean, who's to say it won't happen again, and when it will happen.
Right. So what, you're dealing on these issues every day. What are some of the steps for people out there that are either in a job that they're not happy with, or that they really want to become part of creating a great legacy and leaving a better environment behind to their children and grandchildren, and want to change careers and become an eco entrepreneur, an ecopreneur? What are some of the steps that people can start doing now, whether they're employed or unemployed, to start getting ready for and start making their resume and making their themselves more sellable into the green economy?
Well, again, the first step is actually to know what it is.
Okay.
So they have to do research. They have to find out, what is the green economy? What's the concept behind the green economy? Will it even exist? Will it continue? Does it make sense? Finding out what it is the first most important step. Then finding out also, where is training? Is there online training? Is there anything, through LinkedIn you can get connected with groups. Through our site you'll be able to get connected with groups because we are a social network. At least version 2 will be a social networking site. In addition, you've got to start living green to be part of it as well.
Okay.
Recycle, change the light bulbs in your house, get an energy audit. There are many different programs that are available to start to live green and think green. And next thing you know, that will lead. One thing will lead into another. And that's how, that's one advice I would give.
Well, it is so true, Jean, because the people that tune into our show, and it's amazing because both John Shigarian and I run into people constantly outside the studio and just regular conversations. Say, hey, you do that show. I listen every Sunday, and I've got neighbors. It's funny. I get up in the morning, have my coffee on the back porch, and I can hear other people's radios on. I was talking to a friend of mine named Paul a couple of weeks ago who was telling me that same story, laying out that scenario, talking about some neighbors across the street that listened to this show. So they're hearing you talk now about your fine site, Jean. But they have really, since they have come into the neighborhood and bought their house, they are xeriscaping. They have put in solar panels, installed that on their roofs. So the people that are already listening to the show have a lot of green in their DNA already. And looking at your fabulous site, seriously, if you never even thought about it before, but you're looking for a job, you want to do more than just bring home a paycheck, the site is really so user-friendly. I just went in and just started noodling around on it and finding everything from management positions to entry-level positions where you can apply online, find out where, if you want to relocate, where the jobs are. There are plenty here in California, but I'm seeing postings for Idaho and Kentucky just all over. This is a great site, even a veterans green job section. Jean, you just hit it out of the park.
Oh, thank you. Well, there's always room for improvement, but the site, yes, it is doing exactly what it should do, and we've helped quite a few people locate jobs and find opportunities, and we get a lot of questions. But we're very receptive to listening to people to find out where we can improve, and that's where version 2, which will be launched by the time this show is on. But that's what version 2 is going to provide, is the social networking component.
When
to
did
allow people to collaborate, because it's in collaboration that the opportunities really come.
Sean, when did you, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. When did you originally have this vision?
Originally, I got the vision about 2.5 years ago, working for a company that created the free products for cellulosic ethanol.
Oh.
And when I saw that, I said, okay, well, looks like we're going to be going green at some point in time in the future. I didn't expect that it would be this fast. So what we did is that I and a few partners started accumulating domain names relevant to green. When the bottom of the financial markets fell, we realized that we had a really urgent need to develop something to deal with this situation in our country.
Right.
And so that's where after hearing all the candidates speaking about the presidential candidates,
right,
speaking and agreeing on renewable energies and the green economy, it came very evident that 5 million green jobs was going to be a very big initiative for the United States, and it was going to play a very important part and a very important role. So The site is actually created to provide opportunities to people. Opportunities.
So
and
from
the
the
job can be an opportunity.
So when the time that you had the idea to the time it launched, how long did it take you to gather the resources and also hone the vision to launch the great site?
Well, we launched this great site initially as a job board, but we also understood that, again, the jobs weren't all going to just pour out of a pipe and all of a sudden you get 5 million green jobs. No, it's something that's going to evolve. So we thought about this quite a bit for about 6 months. Said, okay, well, what we actually need to do is to create a platform providing the other eco-entrepreneurs and the other people involved within this industry that want to help elevate our country and to help green in America or green made in America to actually happen, to find that platform to communicate. And so that's where we're going with this. Create one unique platform that showcases who's doing it, how they're doing it, when they're doing it, why they're doing it, and most importantly, how do other people find opportunities within that.
So when you say, look, like on your section on the site that says, look who's hiring, do those folks, do they approach you to be posted up on the website, or do they pay? Is that paid advertising?
Yes, it's paid advertising.
And is that growing? Is that number of employers that are hiring and using your great platform to message, is that growing in numbers?
It's growing. It's growing in numbers.
That's great. And then what do people do? People who want a green job, they come on and give their zip code and their contact information and their resume, and then then you stay in contact with them with what's becoming available and everything. Explain how this site works.
Okay. The way that it works is that it'll actually do several things.
Okay.
And, it will, if you don't have a resume to begin with.
Yep.
We're connected with resume writers.
Beautiful.
And resume builders.
Great.
On top of that, we're providing a platform so that if you'd like to do it yourself, you can create a resume, a green resume. And so therefore, in addition, that's one thing, just from the beginning. Secondarily is that the job boards that do exist, there's so many. So when you do a search for a job board, a green job board, or like green jobs, you'll find green jobs, eco jobs, nature jobs, renewable energy jobs, so many different job boards. And so therefore, we're bringing them all under one umbrella to consolidate and facilitate and make it very easy for people to find what they're looking for.
Got it.
And we'll redirect back to those job boards. Then finally, recruiters, we do work with recruiters as well. So we provide them with the platform to connect with different prospects.
Got it. So then when was the official first launch of it? When was 1.0 launched?
1.0 was launched on Inauguration Day.
Oh, good for you. And then now 2.0 is going to be launched this summer. This is got it. And that's wonderful. So it's just going to keep growing. What's your goals here? What's your ultimate goal, and how many people do you have working in your office? How many partners do you have? How does, because obviously you're a green job. You're doing, you're a green, you're an ecopreneur, a visionary. What's your vision now? How far can you take this?
Well, in 5 years, we believe, if I were to look at a vision, let's say 5 years from now, the green economy is going to be thriving for sure within this country. It's thriving already in other places outside of this country.
That's right.
For us to actually maintain leadership in this world, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We have to be within this green economy. By then, we'll have a very successful developed network showcasing the American ingenuity at its best.
Right.
And so, therefore, the vision would be to create that platform that will provide those opportunities, the jobs, the entrepreneurship connections, the training and certifications, just a very wide but focused network on the economic opportunities for people that want to enter into the green job market.
Hey, Jean, do you have a lot of competitors?
Yeah, actually, there's a handful of competitors.
Okay, there is. So
they're doing great.
Okay, so so you're one of a group that's doing this now.
Yes.
It's okay when there's competitors as an entrepreneur. That means that you're doing something of value, and other people see that value.
Exactly.
Right. And in terms of usage, are you seeing your usage go up every week, every month, etc.?
Yeah, the usage it's growing quite a bit, and internationally it's growing as well.
Really?
Because, oh yeah, that caught me by surprise as well. But internationally, people, well, I guess people want to come to the United States, or for whatever reason, they want to find information about the U.S. green economy. So we're getting tons and tons of hits.
Outside of the U.S., what countries are the most, are using it the most? That's fascinating.
The country I've seen using it the most thus far, they're London and, or should I say, UK and France.
Got it.
Just real quickly, it's occurring to me, Jean, when we're talking about the green economy, that morphs into a global economy because, as John so often says, the world is flat and getting flatter by the second. So do you have a vision for your site ultimately to be a source for green jobs offshore from the United States?
Yes.
Excellent.
And is there any charge, Jean, like for our listeners out there that want to go and register and everything? Is this a democratization tool, or is there a charge for people to sign up for this service? How does this work?
No, there is a sign up, but to get information, to post your resume, to search for jobs, there is no charge. There's no charge for the job seeker.
So there you go for our listeners. Hey, Jean, you're amazing, and we're so honored to have you on today. We're down to the last 2 minutes or so. What green pearls of wisdom and visionary pearls of wisdom for our future entrepreneurs, ecopreneurs, and people looking for jobs? What pearls can you leave our listeners with and inspire them with?
Well, the first thing I would say, if you're successful, I wouldn't leave you with any pearls of wisdom. You're already doing something right. But for those that are actually coming into the industry, and for those that need some insight, for those that I guess need that extra little oomph while this market is latent, there's latency going on. I mean, just hang in there because it is going to change. There's a lot of money, and there's a lot of efforts, and there's a lot of devotion from people like you and I and the government to move this forward. It's something that, again, it's not a question of if it's going to happen. It's a question of when it's going to happen, and actually that when is actually now and the foreseeable future. This is a requirement that the country needs to sustain itself.
And Jean, that's well put, and I think you're absolutely right. But really, besides being a great ecopreneur and what you've created here, and thank you for creating this great site. And again, for our listeners out there, 5millionjobs.org. It's 5 with a 5. 5milliongreenjobs.org. Please go to the site. But you're straddling the other side too. You're a social entrepreneur. You're doing something to make a great living at, which is wonderful, sustainable business model, 5milliongreenjobs.org. But you're also socially doing something that has a great bottom line, socially speaking.
Well, it has to. I mean, we have one life to live, and you may as well do something that's good.
Well, that's well put. And John, we're going to have you back again on Green is Good. Mike and I are so honored to have you on. And, we want to hear about how your site evolves and how the economy is evolving and how many people you're getting placed into these 5 million green jobs. And we really just appreciate your time today. Jean William, you are living proof that green is good.